So like I said before, I needed a motor, so I got a motor. Another n54. First thing I like to do with these motors when I get them before I put them in the car is change the gaskets. So valve cover gasket, oil pan gasket, oil filter housing gasket, and any other gasket I can think of in between before I put this in the car. So I already have it on the engine stand, so the valve cover is going to be easy. The oil pan is going to be easy. You know, we're just going to go over it. I'm going to show y'all how to do it. We're going to get it cracking, and you know what I'm saying, we're going to go from there. So first things first is I got to take this fuel roll off. So let me get to doing that. All right, so here's a part where now all the screws are loose, and the valve cover is supposed to just pop up. So let's see. Ain't happening. Ain't happening. There we go. Voila. Valve cover off. Inside of the motor, oil changes was done regularly. So that's good. Chain seems fine, all that seems fine. Cool. Let's send it, man. So I'm gonna clean up all around here now. And then I got a new valve cover and gasket. I'm gonna put that on, and voila. All right, so I got the new valve cover now. The gasket's already on it. Gasket's already on it. And they got new bolts and all that, which is recommended when you're changing these valve covers, because I guess they brittle or whatever. Aluminum. So all that's ready. Then on the motor, I know y'all gonna be mad at me, but put a little bit of gasket filler right there, and right there, where the bolt was a little messed up at before. And yeah, time to slap this on now. You feel me? All right, time to throw the valve cover in there, man. Make sure you got the spark plug things in there. You feel me? Can't think of the name right now. Make sure they're in there. And then now, just start bolting stuff in. So I was tightening up the valve cover, the battery died. I don't know at what point did the battery die, but it did. But anyway, back at it. And yeah, I got the valve cover on. Everything's torqued down. You start from the middle, then you work your way out and around. Get everything nice and flat. Then you torque everything down. So I got everything torqued down. I think it was 75 inch-pounds. And yeah, man. think I'm gonna do the oil pan gasket. So now I'm gonna do the oil pan gasket, and then after the oil pan gasket, I wanna do the oil filter housing gasket. I wanna put the, maybe put the alternator on to start building the motor up. Get it ready, man. I already got all the O-rings for the turbo lines. I'm deciding if I'm gonna run stock turbos or not, if I'm gonna go with some bigger turbos, some stage 2s, if I'm gonna go single turbo. I don't know yet. These cars are pretty fast still with the stock turbos on them, so I may just have everything brand new and fresh on this thing. Run the stock turbos to the max, and yeah, man. See what they do. Fixing the wastegates. That's gonna be one of the things. If I do stock turbos, I'm gonna fix the wastegates on them before I put them on. And yeah, man. So that's done. Gonna flip the motor around. Start the oil pan. Well, first I'm gonna drain the oil, see if there's any oil in here. Then after I drain the oil, then I'm gonna flip it around and do the oil pan. All right, so I flipped the motor over. I started to clean it off or whatever. Got the motor flipped over. Now it's time to remove the bolts. I already loosened them up, just to make sure none of them was gonna break or nothing while I was taking them off. Nothing broke. So we are going to now start removing the bolts and take off the oil pan, clean up all around it, clean the actual oil pan, and change the gasket. You're supposed to change the bolts when you do this too. I got some on the way. They should be here. If they do not come, it looks like they changed it before, so these bolts are fairly new. So I'm gonna try to run these again. So hopefully they don't break on me or nothing. All right, so now it's time to start taking these off now. Take a couple off. Then we'll go to time lapse. All right, so I got the oil pan off. I'm gonna clean up all around there, clean the actual oil pan. I'll put on a new gasket, man. And clean the bolts too. I think it was changed recently, so that's good. I'm gonna take extra precaution because once this goes in the car, it's like one of the main leaking factors. So yeah, clean that up, change the gasket, slap everything back on, and clean the bolts. All right, I got the valve cover gasket ready to go in, man. So I got all this cleaned up. Keep it clean. Oil dripping and all that coming down, so you want to keep that clean. All right. Clean my bolts. I got 2 bolts ready, lined up with the gasket ready. So the gasket is going. As such. Make sure nothing's in there. And make sure everything's going clear. Go ahead. On one side. Alright, cool. Now I got the oil pan gasket on. Everything done, torqued down the spec. Now we in the game, man. Now I'm about to flip the motor back over to the top and start clean the oil filter housing, and then start doing the gasket for that and the other stuff. And I gotta find the gasket for the high pressure fuel pump, install the high pressure fuel pump. And then any little other stuff I can think that should be on the side of the motor. Start getting the crack in there, start putting this motor back together. All right, now key critical part to these motors leaking and having issues is the oil filter housing gasket. So I changed it, put a new one on there, cleaned it up a little bit. It's only 3 bolts. Man. Then there's 3 bolts for the bottom. See that right there? Three bolts. And then the third one goes on the bottom. Got 3 bolts, they're E10s. And bam, I'm gonna change this gasket too. And yeah. So first I'm gonna tighten those 3 down, and then we'll be done with that. So let me do that real quick. Alright, so I got that on 3 bolts. 1 bolt on the bottom right there. 1 bolt right there, and another bolt right there. Those on, then it's gonna be 1, 2, 3 more bolts, so I can take this off. And there's a gasket in there also, so that's next. There you go. And voila. Look at that. So I gotta clean up in there. And the gasket's right there. Clean up in there too. Alright, so see the new gasket right there? Hi-yow. Now it's the same process. Just put this over it. Like that, line it up. And just tighten that up, and voila, both of those gaskets is changed. And the oil filter housing is now on the motor. The next we're gonna need the alternator and all that. And yeah. Alright, so last thing I did was put these gaskets onto the oil filter housing. Then I went and grabbed the alternator after that, which you guys didn't get to see, but it's easy. It's only 4 bolts. It's these 2 bolts and these 2 bolts right here. And then on the bottom right here, it's a bracket. This bracket is 3 bolts. Bolt right there, bolt right there, bolt right there. So what I did is I put the 2 bolts on the alternator. I put the bracket on the 3 bolts, put that on, bang, bang. Bang, bang, bang. Bang, bang, bang. You feel me? So yeah, those 3 bolts for the bracket, and then 2 bolts right there, and another 2 for the alternator. So 4 bolts for the alternator. 4 bolts for the alternator, 3 bolts for the bracket. It's pretty simple. Bam, it just slaps on. So now we got the bracket on, we got the alternator on. Probably clean that up a little bit more later. I got the fuel roll on. Got that on. Fuel line. What else? I got a brand new crank sensor in the car, so I'm gonna change that. Not today though. Also, I gotta order a gasket for the high pressure fuel pump. And then, yeah, so I'm gonna do the gasket for the high pressure fuel pump. And then also this damn sensor. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So those 2 is gonna be next. And then also the AC compressor, and I believe the power steering pump is right here. So those 2 tomorrow too. So AC compressor, power steering pump, those 2. And then yeah, I should pretty much wrap everything up for everything on this side. Then after that's done, then I'm gonna move to the middle. Then I'm gonna get the O-rings for these 2 sensors, the O-rings for the 2 sensors right there. Then I'm gonna get the pulley for there, the pulley for there, the pulley for there. And then yeah, that's gonna be it pretty much for this side. That's gonna be done. I'm gonna put the belt on, everything, have it ready to go. And then on this side, I got all brand new O-rings for all these lines, so I'm gonna be changing all that out. And then I got brand new gaskets for the turbo manifold, and then also I'm gonna be doing the wastegates, so I'm gonna be doing all that too. So that side's gonna be done, this is gonna be done, that's gonna be done. Then once all that's done, then I'll put the engine in the car. So that's the plan, y'all. That's the plan. All right, so I got the motor, putting it together, and I got a couple components: AC compressor, power steering fan. So what I'm gonna do first, I'm gonna put on the power steering piece, and then we're gonna do some. I'm gonna change this pulley. You see that's cracked? That's right there. And I got this pulley. This is new. I'm gonna clean this up and grease it up, make sure everything right. So let's get it. First with that. Oh yeah. Pretty simple. It's 3 bolts. 1, 2, and 3. And then for the AC compressor, it's gonna be 3 bolts. One bolt right there. bottom. Pull it up top. So now I just gotta tighten down all the bolts. 1, 2, 3. 1, and then 2, 3. So a 13 and an E12. Tighten down all the bolts, and then voila, motor's coming together.